What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. I just want to focus in on the Edmonton Oilers. Just the state of the team that essentially, I believe, has the same record as the Buffalo Sabres right now. When I did the league power rankings for Rant Sports, I actually put Edmonton 30th. It was the first time either Buffalo or North Carolina was ranked 30th. But, yeah, it's just been an absolute debacle of a season. I mean, I thought Fast and Scrimmage could handle, being co-number ones. Obviously, not the case at all. And it's just it's been an absolute train wreck of a season. If you want to get technical, this is kind of like the Oilers' third rebuild since the Stanley Cup Final in 2006. Obviously, the first one was Sam Gagner, Andrew Cogliano, Tom Gilbert, guys like that at the forefront, and then the second rebuild had Taylor Hall, Eberle, and a couple other guys in around 2010, and then Nugent-Hopkins, Yakupov joined them, and then now we're on to Draisaitl. I know Donnell Nurse got sent back to juniors, but just a whole different cast of characters, and it's just an absolute debacle, train wreck, whatever you want to call it. I've never been as high on Dallas Eakins as a lot of other people have. I'm not advocating firing him right now, but I liked Kruger as a coach. I thought he could, handle being an NHL head coach, and I thought it was unfair to fire him after one lockout-shortened season where they looked like they'd shown improvement. I mean, that was like the one sign of life they had, since the, rebuild began, rebuilds, plural. But, it's just, nothing's getting better up there, and fire sales could be in order. One thing I said before, I was saying, Yakupov and Eberle have been on the trading block for what, like a year, 13 months, 14 months. When he pulled the trigger on one of them, when he just start, everyone except Taylor Hall should be available via trade. You got to go out there and you got to get a number one center, an upgrade in the net, and a number one defenseman. Probably number one defense. Getting a number one defenseman is their top priority. My thing with the center is Nugent-Hopkins is undersized, obviously. He's like 6'1", but there's no upper body strength there. And I said it when they drafted him in 2011. Having a smallish center as your number one in the West with guys like Joe Thornton, Hansi Kopitar, Ryan Getzlaf, it's a recipe for, it's not necessarily a recipe for being conducive to success. It's kind of like, oh, yeah, whoops. And then, going a step further, they're definitely going to be in the hunt for a lottery pick. Does McDavid or Eichel turn them around? I don't know. Does Noah Hannafin turn them around? I'm going to do some more pieces on Hannafin the next week or so. I'm actually watching him play Friday. If you're expecting a kid in, an 18-year-old kid, Noah Hannafin, to turn your blue line around next season, I got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you. It's just young defensemen take longer to develop. I mean, do I think he can step in right away? Yeah, but do I think he can be a franchise savior on the back end? No. Likewise, I think Eichel and McDavid could help you at center, but neither one's going to be, can do it alone. And I just think it's time to start moving some pieces. It's time to start packaging assets. Craig McTavish got to start working the phones. I mean, it's just, and I can't even, the fact that it's been 8 years since that Stanley Cup final run, and they haven't sniffed the playoffs is, kind of a cause for concern. I know one thing working against Edmonton is it's tough to recruit free agents there because it is Alberta. I love Alberta. I love Western Canada. Don't get me wrong for a second, but it's not easy to get high-end talent to want to go up there. That's just the nature of the beast. But having said that, and they kind of had some free agent debacles over the years. I see Michael Nylander signed there, then didn't sign there in 2007. Was it 2007, 2008? I forget. And who was the other one? Hossa they threw the bank at twice and didn't want to go up there. And then I think someone else. Oh, the Danny Heatley debacle. None of those guys wanted to go up there, so you got to get creative and start making moves via trade. But you got to get some more size up front. You got to improve the back end. You got to improve the goaltending. I mean, Neil Yakupov looks lost out there. Jordan Eberle I think could do better in another situation. I think Taylor Hall's a legitimate franchise player, but he can't do it by himself. There has to be more pieces around him to help this team start winning some hockey games. I mean, Jesus, who's their biggest? Benoit Pouliot's I think their biggest forward, 6'3", and that's just, how can you compete with such an undersized team, especially in the Western Conference where size isn't everything. But it's almost, and I mean even Draisaitl's, I thought he's looked okay. I think he'd be better off playing for Prince Albert, but that's That's just my 2 cents on that. And this team, this is why I should be a GM, because everything must go. You rebuild it, and then I guarantee I'd burn this team to the ground, and then within 2 years, we play out the team in the West. I'm just saying. Anyway, that's our episode of the Power Play with CJ on the Edmonton Oilers going through essentially their third rebuild. Stay tuned for episodes for the season and beyond. Later, guys.